Hey guys, we decided to pull the car out and clean up this rack because I've been putting wood down in the attic ever since Vinny's been working up there. We've been putting, see all this plywood that I've been saving over here? We've been putting it up on the attic, and this way we can keep our Christmas stuff and our Halloween stuff and more important stuff here. This is, you can just lay it on the small hole right here.
Let me undo that.
Anyway, what this stuff is here is, I've got this guy and I got this guy and I've got my moonshine jars or whatever you want to call them. I'm into that. This is a True Brew. This here is when you're doing your separation. Katie and I built our first rig. We built a pot together, we built the thumper together, and we built the worm together. And I made everything to fit perfect on this rack. See that wood rack up there? I made everything perfect. I'll show it to you guys before I put it up in the attic. Every 4, 5, 6 years, I like to make a little run. I still have 2 jars of my last apricot brandy. But so we're gonna just put this up in the attic. It's easy to get to, easy to get back down. That way we can use this space for, you know. Now that's glass, you guys. That right there is my part of the fun of it all, right there. I'll show you guys that. What we do is here, once we when we're making our mash, we put it in here. We let it separate, and we have a pressure. I forget. You guys know I don't remember the names of my tools. So if I can't remember the names of my tools, anyway, when you're letting your mash work off the yeast, you put your little pressure thing on top so it burps. So then what I do is I use 5-gallon buckets to do that, and then I pour it into this guy, this glass, and I let it separate. And once all the shit goes to the bottom, then I siphon it off the top, and then I'm ready to run it. I'll kind of show you guys after. Anyway, once the mash is all done and it's run its course and it's ready, then I pour it into here. And I still put a burper on top there, and then what happens is your mash will separate. All the good shit will come up here. All the shit you don't want that's going to burn in your pot goes down here, and then you siphon it off the top with that. Before you know it, you're getting ready to run your mash.
What do you call them?
I have this built perfectly. Basically, my whole unit will sit right here. The pot, the thumper, and the worm. And it sets perfectly level, so you can put all your other stuff down below. This burner sets flush with that. Bring that over, Vinny. Yeah, when you're from, yeah, just bring that burner over here. Basically, I've got this set up so the pot will set.
Mom, I think she's a piece. She's sitting around. Yeah, that'd be kind of sucky as shit.
Anyway, on this side. So I've got this all built so the pot sits perfectly flush almost. So my pot sits here, then my thumper sits here, and then I have a little area where the worm is. And I have another bucket of ice water. I have a pump. And I actually run, I fill up the worm with ice water and plenty of ice on top. And then I have another 5-gallon bucket with lots of ice. And I recirculate the water into the bucket with ice and back in. I take it off the top, I believe. And I'm sorry, I take it off the bottom and suck it into the bucket. And I refill it back. I'll show you guys. You know how my memory is. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to put all this up in the attic for now. That way I can create a lot more space for Alicia's holiday stuff. You know, she needs room. And there's stuff that's going to be thrown away and given away. So anyway, here I've got my refractor meter. It tells me what my sugar levels are, if the yeast did its job or not. Over here, all this here. I think I just showed this shit to you. And that way you can check your alcohol content right here. And I got my recipes right in here. So these are all my recipes, cook temperatures, everything. So maybe one day I'll do a run from start to finish. One day. Vinny's been wanting me to do it. Alicia's been wanting me to do it. So anyway, these 2 buckets, I got my shit. And then I've got these 2 buckets right here. This is what I let the fermenting. It has a lid, and the lid has a little spot for your burping. It's a little burper. I forget the proper name of it. But here's my coil. See this coil? This coil here goes down and cools off your mash after you're done cooking it. Keeps it, you know. And what else? And then over here I have more stuff. This is for the circulation for the worm. I can circulate the worm and keep the water cold from one bucket to another. Got all my utensils, filters, strainers, you name it, got it. So one day I'll redo this, get it all out, and run a little bit, and see what happens. End up in jail. Been there, done that, right?
No, sir, we've never done it. That's what we
close.
say, right?
Anyway, that's the same thing. Another bucket over there with more stuff in it. I got a lot of shit into this hobby. So all this, I'll show you what me and Katie built. In fact, I've got pictures of Katie putting the solder to it. She got a little wild and she overkilled like I do. You guys see me solder a pipe, right? The shit all over the place, but it holds. It's good. They never leak, but they're sloppy as shit. Katie took after me in that department. I've got some pictures of that. Okay, when I'm cooking my mash, I use this because it doesn't get as hot as that. I use that for my pot. And it runs the pot at a perfect temperature. Hardly any fiddle and adjustment with it. This here, but this would burn my mash when I'd be cooking my mash. This would be when I'm making the mash, this would burn the bottom. I couldn't keep it under control, but this one didn't. So I use this one for the mash, and I use this one for the pot. But it's always good to have this stuff for emergencies. You just never know. So with that being said, this is all going to go up in the attic for now. So Vinny's taking it upstairs. Alicia is putting her Costco stuff to the left and her stuff that she needs for her laundry and stuff. And then Halloween stuff is right where you see that U-Haul box. Right, I'm sorry, that U-Haul box is going to be all our Halloween stuff. And now Christmas is going to go from here to about here. Then we'll probably use one of these for personal stuff like the ice chest and some other stuff, hopefully to have space left over that we can use as needed. My dad gave that to the kids in 1995. They were just babies, but
Wait, he gave it to us?
yeah.
Yes.
You've been holding on to it, huh?
No, I put it up almost every year until the cats started screwing with it. Okay guys, we got everything put away. Our Halloween, Easter, and Christmas, and all the moonshine shit went up in the attic. Then he's filling up his bottles. He wants to go shooting. He loves air rifles. He shoots 50 caliber, 72 caliber, 45 caliber. These are 4,500 PSI fills. He'll go with his buddies. They'll also take their handguns. You know, they'll take their 9mm. They'll take their shotguns. They'll take, you know, they take other guns with them. But his hobby is air rifles. This is almost at 45. We're at 35 right now. It'll shut off Anyway, guys, this is my pot and Thumper and Worm there. So anyway, I have my 2 hose bibs here. I believe I always put the bottom one into the, basically I put this with ice. I put 50% ice and then 50% water and half full with water. And then I go ahead, and once this starts to get hot, I turn on my pump. And basically what I do is I have a hose going to the 5-gallon bucket, and then I have a pump, almost like a bilge pump of some sort, that pumps the water up right here to this one. So basically I turn that on and I turn this on a certain amount, and what it does is it just keeps it going. It just, water goes out and goes through the 5-gallon bucket of ice and water, because I have the 5-gallon bucket is full of ice and water as well. I get a bunch of bags of ice and I fill that 5-gallon bucket up with 50-50. And then the hose, I put the hose for the pump. It's not an aquarium pump, it's bigger. And I go ahead and I just bring the hot water out of here, and the new cold water goes into here, and it just keeps making a circle. And if I see the ice is starting to melt, I dump a bunch of fucking ice in there, and then it just fills with water. And yes, this thing overfills quite a bit, but I do it at the back of my garage, where the water can run right out the garage on the bottom of my garage door. I keep it down for maybe about a foot, and so the water comes out and then goes back in. So I keep this really, really cold. The colder you can get this, the better you are. At least I feel. And so Katie was the one that helped me solder all this right here. Up here, I kind of wiped it off. And she really put the solder to this one right here. And then she put the solder, if you look at this one, she really put the solder to that. Let me see if I can zoom in. She helped me solder every one of these. And that's a big solid. That's not lifting. That solder is not lifting from that's a big mountain of solder that she put there. That's solid as a rock. And then I helped her with that one. And I helped her with this one. And then of course I just did what I needed to do here. And this is just sometimes this will fill up more than what you want. You can drain it while you're cooking. And I don't, no need for I don't put any dough around it, anything to close it up, because it just, except for up there, I do where the cap goes on. I put some oatmeal or something in there, and you guys know how it goes. You guys, I started all by watching Moonshiners. I've watched every season there was, and by the time the first season was over, I was kind of like hooked on it. And I had smaller units than this, but then I decided I wanted to build one with Katie, and so we bought this as a kit, and it came all flat sheets. Everything was flat, and no instructions, and there were some pictures on his website, and we just did that. We just put it together. It was fun. Now the Thumper, I usually get some mash. I save a little mash. I don't run it all. I save like maybe a half a gallon of it, or maybe a quarter of a gallon, and I put the mash here, and then as it comes in, it picks up the flavor of whatever I've got in there, whatever I happen to be, mostly apricot. And I also put the syrup in the Thumper as well. And once it gets hot, that it comes in through the pot and goes into the mash, and it cools it down, becomes liquid again, and then as this gets hotter and hotter, it'll fill up, and then it starts to boil. And once it starts to get hot, now you got your second distillation coming here. So it's one time here, then it goes in here and turns into liquid, because that pipe goes all the way down to about a ½ inch off the bottom. And this pipe is only about a ½ inch off the top. So basically it comes in and goes into the mash and liquefies. And then as this mash gets hot, after about 20 minutes of cooking, then it starts your vapor again. And now you got your second distillation right here. And then into your worm. Then over here, I don't think I can see it or reach it. Let me see. Back in the back there. Let's see if I can reach it. Kayla, can you reach that top jar, please? With the apricot. Thank you.
Here you go, Dad.
All right, so this here, you can see me and Alicia's been nipping at this one, but there's one more full one in the back right there, filled solid. It looks dark, but it's not. It's nice and clear, as you can see here. Other than, let's see if I can show you. You can see it's pretty clear, other than a little bit of apricot. This came out at about 129 proof when it was all said and done, and I was going to temper it, but I decided to leave it there. And once I put the apricots in there, it kind of went down to about 127. And then what we do is we either just nip off the top or we'll take a little bit and make a cocktail with it. We'll pour some of this out and put whatever we want, 7-Up or whatever you like with it. And you can, that tempers it down where you can stand it. But if you're nipping off the top here, you can barely get it down, but it does taste good. You know, you would think it tastes like pure alcohol, but it doesn't, because it's got all the apricot. You know, it's apricot mash, and it's apricot when it's going through the thumper, and it's apricot while it's settling and aging right here. So it's not bad at all. Now I'm getting back some of my room. As you remember, I had a lot of shit here. This is all when Kayla moved in. Everything in our room had to be moved out of there, and that was like our storage. So this is all going in the attic. I think Vinny and Kayla are going to rent a storage place and split it and put their 3 bikes in there. And Vinny's stuff over here, we're going to just go ahead and we moved most of it to the attic already. We're going to just move a few things. His helicopters, well, that's going to be there a while. Anyway, we got most of the shit done here. This is all going to go up in the attic after the holidays. So, got everything cleaned out. Made more room now. So, this is what I do on my days that I either have small jobs or no jobs. So, Alicia decorated. She did that last week, I think. Doesn't look half bad, does it? Nah, looks alright. Alright guys, I think that's about it for today. I'm sorry I didn't have nothing to show you. I do have some work for tomorrow and the next day after. So with that being said, I'll get some other videos up. This is all I had for today. See you guys later. Actually guys, I do have some stuff to still put away. This is all going up in the attic. So this here, guys, I bought this years ago. This is a piece of glass, and it's for your desk. When I used to have a desk in my room before I just got shoved into a closet with my filing cabinet, I used to have a desk in one of these rooms, and your chair would roll on this. This is like, if you're going to put, here's Vinny's desk. You can put it down there, and your chair rolls and won't break. It's not, made just for it. See the beveled edges here all the way around? You put that down and you roll your chair all over there so it doesn't sink into the carpet. I've had that for many years, and even though I don't need it, I just can't break away from it. You get that? Break away from it? Anyway, so all this is going up in the attic. Let's see in here. Oh, I think she's gone to cheer. Hello? Katie? Oh, look at her room. We got it all tore up. But anyway, we've been taking that stuff up and down. We try to cover her stuff so she doesn't throw a hissy. But with that being said, that'll be it, I guess, guys. I thought I'd just show you what I have left. So, Kayla now has this room here. This is Vinny's, mine, and Alicia, and Katie. I was just telling about how you kicked all my stuff out of the room.
Yeah, keep it clean.
Yeah, she took over the room.
I cleaned her out. Look at that.
So, all right, guys. Well, you guys have a good day or good evening. We'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow, hopefully, I can get some more footage. We do have some work for tomorrow.